Welcome to the Northeast Ward. I'm Vivian H. Burke, Mayor Pro Tem and Council Member of the Northeast Ward. On today's show, I'll be speaking with Richard Brooks, the Director of Community and Business Development, as well as Fire Chief Tony Farmer and Assistant Police Chief Barry Roundtree. But we'll begin with Planning Director, Mr. Paul Norby. Mr. Norby, I would like to know a little bit about what's going on in the Northeast Ward. There have been some economic development advances recently in the Northeast Ward, particularly the Piedmont Propulsion on Liberty Street. Tell our viewers about that project.
Well, thank you, Councilmember Burke, for having me on the program there. But I'll be glad to talk about Piedmont Propulsion because that's a very exciting project there. Of course, Smith Reynolds Airport is enjoying a renaissance and seeing more and more economic activity, and the city is certainly a big part of that. But Piedmont Propulsion is a component maintenance and overhaul facility for all kinds of aircraft, anywhere from airlines to general aviation. They have just recently expanded into 66,000 square feet of space, and they're going to be creating 25 new jobs, which is almost a doubling of their employment base at their company, and going to be spending over $2 million in capital. And this is all over 5 years. The city, of course, has been very active in that project in terms of offering incentives to them, as well as a small loan for part of their capital expansion. And there's also been assistance from the county as well as the state, and the airport authority has given them a long-term lease. So we are very excited about the expansion of this company.
Very good, very good. Now, is there anything else you would like to share that's going on in the Northeast Ward?
I'd be glad to. First thing maybe is some statistics about the Northeast Ward. Of course, as you know, the Northeast Ward has a population of over 28,000 people, which is larger than any of the other towns in Forsyth County. And because we don't have a lot of detailed economic statistics from the U.S. Census on a block basis, fortunately, zip code 27105 very closely approximates the Northeast Ward. And so we have about 16,000 employees who work in the Northeast Ward for over 673 companies that are there. The payroll that is paid by companies to employees within 27105 is over $715 million per year. And then we have a median household income in the zip code of almost $39,000 per year, and a mean family income of almost $43,000. So a lot of strength and vitality in the Northeast Ward. As you know, in the northern part of the Northeast Ward, we've had a lot of economic expansion over the last few years. Certainly Haynes Brands is a huge anchor in that area, and they have nice facilities there. There have been a number of other business startups and expansions in the Haynes Mill Road area, RMIC and AMR Garage Doors. Northern Quarters is a mixed-use development that's been located there. And then over around on the west side of Haynes Mill Road, we have a lot of economic development activity as well. So it's a very growing area, along with all the commercial development that has happened in that area as well.
Very good. It's always so rewarding when you ride out and you look at these opportunities that are there, and we encourage citizens to just look at the area, see what's going on, and it's really very interesting when you go into the places and you see some of the people who do live in the Northeast Ward and they are employed in the ward. So it's come a long way from 6 little precincts to where we are today, and I've had the opportunity to cut ribbons for most of those places that's open out there. When I return, I'll speak with Assistant Police Chief Barry Roundtree.
Planning,
Formation,
brainstorming.
planning.
The map of something.
Design for a structure or building.
Then it won't be complete.
Depends on what you're changing.
Probably not too much.
pieces don't fit together.
You don't get the building you wanted.
You've completely changed the outcome of what you started to make.
I did not.
Well, I do now.
No, I didn't know that, but it does make sense.
Welcome back to the Northeast Ward Update. Joining me now is Assistant Chief Barry Roundtree. It's nice to say hello.
Thank you for having me.
Chief, we've just finished a year of being in our firearms training facility on Liberty Street. What has having this facility done for our department's ability to train the police officers?
Having our Joint Firearms Training Center has greatly enhanced our ability to train our police officers. It allows us to train multiple times a year so we can increase our officers' firearms proficiency. It has also alleviated the need for us to travel out of town to train.
Very good. That's something that was needed, and I'm very pleased, and I know you are too, when it opened up. When you look around the area up there, it was really a very difficult area. And we've done so many things in that area as far as relocating people and clearing the land. And so that facility is rather motivating as far as hopefully some other businesses will come into the area.
Yes, I think it will. Just by having that nice facility up there, I think other businesses will choose to build in that area.
Very good. Just for the sake, for the public, the city of Winston-Salem, we know it's a large city. We have a lot of people coming in and out. And we get comments about the safety of this city. When you look at the city of Winston-Salem, how would you say the safety of our city is?
Our city is safe. We had a real good year last year as far as our crime rates. We were down in most categories. We were better than most cities here in the state of North Carolina. So I would say generally our city is very safe.
Very good. One thing we can say that we do have the highest level of training and our facilities and our equipment that we have.
Yes, we do. We exceed the state's minimum as far as training in all categories, starting with our basic law enforcement training classes and our in-service training. We normally exceed state standards.
Very good. And this gives us an opportunity to encourage folks to really join the police department, come with a good record so that we can have good police to work in this city. And I do thank you.
Thank you.
When I return, I'll welcome our fire chief, Tony Farmer.
Reach for water-saving device number 83 only when you have a full load of laundry, and you can save up to 600 gallons of water each month. Water-saving device number 75 is the wastebasket. Use it instead of this when you throw away this and even this. And you can save 4,000 gallons of water or more each year. There are a number of ways to save water, and they all start with you. Water. Use it wisely.
I'm back now with Winston-Salem Fire Chief Tony Farmer. How are you today?
I'm doing fine, Dr. Burke. Thank you for having me.
Chief, over the last few years, we've added some fire stations. Talk about what adding stations does to our citizens and tell us about the ones we're going to open shortly.
Yes, adding fire stations is always important for our community, and fire response time is a very important element of response. So we like to have stations placed so that we can have a drive time of 4 minutes so that we can respond to calls very quickly and intervene on fires, medical calls, wrecks, rescue calls, etc. That's what's important for fire. We just opened Station 19. It was funded by a federal grant, and we're very excited about that fire station. It is out in the Glen High area, and we've needed a fire station in that area for some time now. We've been responding out of Beeson's volunteer fire station, and so now the fire station is located central or in the middle of the area where all the people in the community is located, and so they can get to the areas in that area much quicker. So that's important for fire. We also built Station 20 in 2009, and it is in the Bethania Rural Hall side of town, and certainly that was an area that was annexed years ago, and it's supplying a similar service to our people out in that community. Again, quick response time, we're able to do education programs, hydrant maintenance, fire surveys, and all those services that are important for fire protection to our community.
Along with building fire stations, we still like to have an open line of communication with our citizens, and they do like to feel that they're safe. As the fire chief, do you feel that we are doing the job we need to do?
Yes, ma'am, we're doing the job that we need to do. Our firefighters are well trained. We use the Beatty Center just as police does in our training. We also like to get out in the community and conduct education programs. For us, partnership with the community is very important. So we like to get out and talk with people about hazards, habits that create instances that cause fire. So community awareness, community relationships, partnership to reduce fires is very important. So yes, ma'am, we'll do a good job in that, and we do a good job in suppressing fires also.
Because when people want to relocate to a place, they first look at how safe it is, and they talk about your fire and your police, and also how trained they are. Are they trained well? Can they meet the needs? And so we can feel assured that things are moving in a very positive direction.
Yes, ma'am. Your city has a ISO rating of a 3. We hope to maintain that, and we look forward to growing our city and growing our fire protection as our city grows, and we appreciate your support in everything that we do.
Thank you, and I know the citizens appreciate knowing how safe they are, and we appreciate you. When I return, I'll welcome Richard Brooks from our Community and Business Development Department. Welcome back to the Northeast Ward Update. I'm Vivian H. Burke. I'm joined now by Richard Brooks from our Community and Business Development Office. Hello.
Good morning.
I know we're just looking forward to getting some good information that citizens can use. We've always working to help build neighborhoods around the city. But tell our viewers what specifically we've done in the Northeast Ward in the last year. Tell us about RUCA program at Auburn Station.
Yes. As you know, the city over the past several years have always worked with citizens and neighborhood groups to ensure that there is a connectivity between citizens and city government, and there is an opportunity to exchange information from both sides. We want to get information to the citizens, and we also want to hear from citizens their views about the delivery of city services and how we're working with them to make their neighborhood safe, sound, and a decent place to live, because we believe everybody should have a good quality of life where they live. In the Northeast Ward, we have approximately 23 neighborhood associations. Of that number, about 50% meet on some type of regular basis, and the others meet periodically on an as-needed basis. I think the important point to make here is that you have a large number of citizens that are meeting on some type of schedule to make certain that their voice is heard, and also to make certain that their neighborhoods are being taken care of. And to that extent, this past year, with your encouragement, there were a number of new neighborhood associations that were created in the Longbrook, King Hill neighborhood. A series of meetings were held there. Some meetings were held in the North Hills area in order to reinvigorate some associations that were once very active and had just sort of dwindled down, and also in the Jackson Avenue and Ashley Road area. With the assistance of Christopher Mack, he was there working with the citizens and just assisting them in order to help create and reinvigorate those associations. And I'm pleased to say that they are very active, and we believe will have a good future going forward to have a voice in their neighborhood, in their neighborhoods. With your assistance, and actually it was your idea, a few years ago, there was a program created called Project We Care. And that's a program that you created in order to recognize volunteers that were out working throughout the city. This year, we've sort of modified that program, and we're currently advertising for neighborhood associations and other groups when they do their volunteer projects to videotape, somehow document what they're doing so they can turn those in at the middle of the year, and we'll select several of those from a citizens committee that will be formed, and they will be recognized later on at a council meeting. So we're very excited about Project We Care, and we know that had it not been for your creation of this program, many of these associations and groups that are doing work would not have been recognized or have an opportunity to let the overall Winston-Salem community know what they're doing. So we appreciate you for that. In addition, it's also important that we try to maintain our neighborhoods in a safe and decent condition. So we have several programs that are designed to do that. We have a housing rehabilitation program where individuals that need repairs on their property can get assistance to make those repairs. Just this past year, we've expended approximately $217,000 in the North Ward in the housing rehabilitation program. So if there are individuals that need home repair, I encourage them to call the city. They can call the City Link number at 311 or 734-1289. Speak with Sharon Johnson or one of our loan officers, and we will take an application and process that as quickly as we can.
Excuse me, it's the Northeast Ward.
Yeah, sorry, Northeast Ward. I apologize, Northeast Ward. Also, we have inspectors, 2 inspectors in the area that cover the area to observe for any violations such as tall grass, cars, dilapidated houses, because we're concerned about those conditions because those things have a tendency to detract from the neighborhood. And when you don't have a neighborhood that's visually attractive and you have these types of violations, it encourages crime and other types of bad elements in the neighborhood. So to help keep those things out, we have inspectors that cover the area, and just this past year alone so far, we have conducted approximately 3,500 inspections in the Northeast Ward. In addition to that, trying to take a very holistic approach in the services and community improvement, we also provide business assistance to individuals who are interested in starting a business, expanding their business, and we work primarily with minority-owned businesses and women through our Business Enterprise Program. And we've made several loans to individuals up on Patterson Avenue, at Patterson and 14th Street. There's a market there, Mr. Amir. And he rehabbed and created that particular facility right there, and it's been an improvement in that area. We also have the Ogburn Station RUCA, which was a $750,000 allocation for repair of the shopping center in that area. Thus far, we have 2 or 3 businesses that have been completed. The next large phase of that will be to do the parking lot. I know folks are interested in knowing that the restaurant that was once there will also be renovated under a new ownership. It will be called Malone's Restaurant. We have had some difficulty with it. We had a contractor, didn't quite work out, so we had to start over and get a new contractor, which we're doing. As a matter of fact, today, we hope that the roofer will be putting on a new roof at that facility, and very shortly, we'll be able to continue the work there and get that project completed. So we see that there's been a lot of activity in the Northeast Ward. We appreciate your support, but in closing, I know you have an interest in our youth. And off camera, you were speaking to one of your guests about the Northside Shopping Center and the Urban League facility there. With your encouragement, we also have a construction training program, and it's for youth between the ages of 16 and 24, 35, I believe 35, because we now have this grant program. But it's a training program to train them in the construction trades, and they were very instrumental in working in that building for the Urban League, which we know helped them a great deal by keeping the costs down, but it also gave the youth an opportunity to give back to the community something that they take great pride in. So we were very pleased with the work that was done there, again, at your encouragement, and we always appreciate the support that you give the department, and we hope that we can continue providing good services to your citizens in the Northeast Ward.
All right, thank you. I know that you've given at times telephone numbers, and they do give out information. Your CALs out there working with the citizens, and that makes a difference, Mr. Brooks, that they know the citizens that we care. And I do believe that in this city, when people evaluate other people around the state, they say we give a lot of time to citizens, and we give a lot of time to citizens participating, being active. And our community development department looking at housing is so important. And so this is a plus for you, and I do appreciate it.
Thank you. You did mention the community assistance specialists because they are staff that's on the ground working with citizens, helping council members stay in tune to their constituents and conditions in their area, along with other staff, but they do a wonderful job in being able to keep that connectivity there, and I'm glad you reminded me of that. I appreciate it.
Thank you, and Ms. Lucas is working very hard with the CALs. Thank you for watching the program today. Remember, you can see this show in the entirety on the city's website and YouTube page. I'm Vivian H. Burke, Mayor Pro Tem and Council Member of the Northeast Ward. Thank you for watching.